welcome to today's video. Today I'm talking about fantasy. I'm recommending to you books that I have read now and I am looking forward to reading. So stick around for some fantasy recommendations because everybody really likes fantasy at the moment and I personally really like fantasy at the moment, so let's go! I'll start off with a book I'm currently reading, and that is At Water's Edge by S. Macpherson, and this book is a fantastic magical fantasy read about somebody going into a world which is very different to the one we know and love with magic. Basically, you're on hunt for this magical item, this gem, and it's basically the end all or do all of them as characters living together. So yes, At Water's Edge, it is a new indie book, so obviously I'm recommending you indie books because I always do, so I highly recommend you go and check this book out on Goodreads and give it a read because it's fantastic and I'm really enjoying it. So I will do a review to this at the end of the month when I finish it. Recommending Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This is a fantastic book which is a side series from the Grisha world, set in the Grisha world but different from the Grisha trilogy. This is a fantasy following a heist, stopping this magical drug that causes Grisha people with Grisha powers to kind of go loopy-loo. And yes, it's a fantastic, fast-paced novel filled with very intricate, cool characters and a wonderful, fantastic world which has been built up and from the Grisha world which we know and love, with kind of new perspectives. I really enjoy it and I hope you guys enjoy it too. And I reckon you can read this book without reading the Grisha trilogy if any of you are asking, and I think that's because they are two different stories just set in the same world, but it really gives you a good introduction into the Grisha world. So if you want to read this first, then pick up the Grisha trilogy, I don't blame you. I'm recommending Truth Witch by Susan Dennard because this book is all about elemental control and magic set in this kingdom with different witches, truth witches, water witches, wind witches, weaver witches, thread witches, all these different things. So yes, Truth Witch, if you like the whole elemental control situation, then I highly recommend this. This is a perfect balance between the Grisha world and fantasy, so I highly recommend this, definitely. And Sarah J Maas says, an instant new classic, a fierce and vibrant world, richly drawn characters and dazzling intrigue, do not miss out. I really agree, and I thought that the character building and the character development on all the different characters in the story was phenomenal, and you kind of love every single one of them, including the people you hate. So yes, Truth Witch. Obviously, I'm recommending Queen of Tealing by Erica Johnson because I think the third book is planning to come out soon, hopefully. I need to email and find out some information about it. But yes, this follows a girl who is a princess, Kelsey, and she has to travel to the kingdom to take her position on throne, but she is constantly being tried to be thrown off or taken over by these evil people in this world. And you learn about magic in this world and court intrigue and like really rich kingdoms. It's almost like a character from The Lord of the Rings who lived in a kingdom wrote a book. Like, it's such a detailed, fantastical world and you miss nothing and no details missed. So I highly recommend this one. It's so good. And last but not least, I'm recommending an urban fantasy, which is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is set in modern day, in Oxford, in England, and it's about a vampire and a witch. It is an adult novel, and I highly recommend you go check this out. I have read half of it when I was younger, but I'm going to be reading the full thing soon, so I'm going to be able to recommend it more to you, but I'm just letting you know that there is a book it's an urban fantasy about witches and vampires, adult fiction set in Oxford, which is like one of the most beautiful towns ever in this world. So I highly recommend A Discovery of Witches. It's a book 1 out of 3 in the All Souls trilogy, and they're all out now, so you'll be able to marathon them. That's what I'm planning on doing. So there you have it. There are all the books I'm recommending for my fantasy video. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I cannot wait to speak to you again in another video very soon. Bye-bye!